we want to bring in Congresswoman Veronica Escobar. She's a Democrat from Texas. She represents the 16th Congressional District. That's West Texas, including El Paso. And Congresswoman, first, I think the whole country's hearts go out to Texas, to what your state has experienced, to what we've all experienced. This is our country. Just what are your thoughts tonight?
Terry, I am so heartbroken for those parents. I cannot even begin to imagine the depth of the pain that they are experiencing. I can tell you that my heart goes out to the entire community as well, because El Paso, Texas, on August 3rd, 2019, our community was the target of a mass shooter, and the trauma goes on and on. Unfortunately, their mental health authorities are about to have to go into high gear. There's a lot of trauma those babies and those parents have experienced. What some of those small children witnessed is so horrific that it will be very difficult for them to come to grips with it. So we have to wrap our arms around Uvalde and do everything we can to help them. But at the same time, Terry, we have to be honest in our country and acknowledge what is causing this tragedy and this bloodshed. And in Texas, what has happened in Texas, in my state, is that we have a governor and a Republican-controlled legislature that has chosen to put more guns on the streets, make it easier for young people to access guns and weapons of war without training, without a license. And in Congress, every Republican has stood in the way of reforming gun laws that the American people want reformed. So we have to be candid with one another, and we have to also hold people accountable.
Well, Congressman, I want to follow up on that, follow up on Texas and its culture. When we think of that fierce independence and the sense that a gun is part of the liberty that Americans enjoy, one thinks almost primarily in the country of Texas. Of course, many other states have equally ardent gun rights supporters. But does this event, these dead children, is that going to give them pause at all as to the availability of these kinds of weapons to people like this young man?
Terry, unfortunately, I don't believe that the current Republicans in the Texas legislature or in the Congress, I don't have a whole lot of faith in them, because they are so beholden to the NRA that they refuse to bend to the will of their own voters. So it really is going to be up to voters and voters in Texas to take action and to say that enough is finally enough, that the tragedy and the bloodshed, we can't ever prevent 100% of tragedy, but we absolutely can and should mitigate it. Just like we have laws about vehicles and speed limits, we have laws around the drinking age, we have common sense laws that help create more safe and secure communities. We need to do the same thing around guns. And common sense has demonstrated that when more guns have been more readily available, we don't get safer. Communities get deadlier.
And somehow the polls would show public support for gun reform never gets done in Congress. But Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, I know you're fighting for that kind of things, and we appreciate you being with us here on this night. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Terry.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.